wanted to take a little bit of time, introduce everyone to Magentrix, and then look at channel sales in 2020. This has been a challenging year for a lot of organizations. We've seen some that have flourished, some that really were challenged with the global situation. So we want to take a look at first, what is Magentrix and how does it work with Salesforce? And then we want to give you a couple ideas for not only closing out this year, but in 2021, things like automating your onboarding process, taking this out of a manual back and forth by email, and really bringing it in so we can digitally equip our partners for success by getting them into your partner portal, your PRM system, and then some of the things you can do to really enrich their experience. One thing that we highly recommend is being able to digitally target content in a dynamic fashion back to your channel partners. If you're a vendor and you're selling through channels or any kind of third party, they're likely going to have multiple vendors within their portfolio. So you know how to sell and position your product the best. So take the opportunity to bring your partners content when they're going to need it the most at the appropriate time in the sales cycle. And then also driving behaviors that we want to be able to see. So some kind of incentive program, we'll go through and have a look at that inside of Magentrix and how you can create these reward programs and really have behaviors that you can define and promote within your partner network. So let's get started with, what is Magentrix? So very simple. We make portals. We make portals that connect to Salesforce, whether these are for customer success or partner relationship management, partner portals. We have been on the App Exchange for the last 8 years. Feel free to have a look at our listing, and we do have some documentation and several reviews there. We've maintained this 5-star rating for a number of years. But how do we get connected? How does all of this start to work so we can look at what the partner experience is? So for Magentrix, all we have to do to connect Magentrix to your Salesforce org is with a link that looks exactly like this. And then you can target Magentrix towards your production environment or your sandbox. And when you click grant access, you're brought to Salesforce to authenticate the connection. I'm sure that any Salesforce admin has probably done this hundreds or thousands of times. Now, once that authorization is in place, we set up a portal for you. It kind of looks like this, but the most important part is that integration with Salesforce so we can start to see what the user experience is for partners or for customers. And because I authorize the connection, this allows you to access from inside of your portal everything within your Salesforce org. Doesn't matter if it's a standard object, a custom object, or a managed package. Any data that you have inside of your Salesforce environment can be presented to partners in their portal. And then if we take something like the lead object in Salesforce, once this is in Magentrix, now every field, all of your pick list values, the time and effort that you spent configuring Salesforce, you can now leverage for your partner portal or your PRM. So with that in mind, let's go through the entire experience like we're starting out from scratch. So maybe I'm just about to join your program and I want to automate the onboarding process for a new partner. So the first thing we're going to do is, what's your email address? We want to make sure that you're not already in our system as an active partner, or maybe you already have an account and you just forgot your password. So let's say my name is Andy and I'm with ABCD Inc. So we'll go and look through Salesforce to see, is this a partner inside of my Salesforce org? And are they considered active or are they brand new? So in this case, they're completely brand new. So we're going to fill out this form. Let's say my name is Andy Smith. My phone number is, the 888-555-4545. Let's make sure that that's the proper phone number. And we'll say that I work for ABCD Incorporated. We'll get a street address. This is now going to start building a new lead in Salesforce, so we can now vet to make sure that this partner is a good fit for our business. So we'll add the street, then we're going to need a city. We'll pick, let's say, any town, and we'll have this as New York, and the country is the United States. All right, let's make sure we spell that correctly. All right, hold on. United States. There we go. So now I'm going to submit this because I want to join the partner program. So what's happening on the Salesforce side? So I'm logging into my Salesforce environment. Now, you'll notice that I'm still using Classic View. I haven't personally made the switch to Lightning, but Salesforce's integration, or Magentrix's integration, is at the API level, and we support both the Classic View as well as the Lightning experience. It doesn't affect Magentrix at all. So if we go in and have a look at the lead, we'll notice here that now Andy Smith is now a lead inside of my Salesforce environment, and they've requested to become a partner. So maybe I will go have a conversation with them by email, make sure that they're a good fit for us. And when it's time for them to become a partner, I'm going to go ahead and convert them. So this is, I'm not going to bother creating an opportunity. This will now allow you to obviously create the account and contact. So we'll go ahead and create that. And now I have a new partner account inside of Salesforce. However, when I look at this partner contact here, if I want to give them access to my PRM, it's really quite simple. All I have to do is check this box that says they can access the portal, and then define their persona inside of Magentrix. This is a lot like a Salesforce persona, where you can create different user experiences based on this persona and assign them different access rights. We can always go into that more in depth if you would like to see a personalized demo of Magentrix. So now that I go ahead and save this, what's happening on the Magentrix side is we are actually automatically going to create a user account in the portal, and then we're going to send an email to the user with those credentials. Now, the one thing I forgot to do was change the email address. So I'll make a little adjustment on the Magentrix side to be able to adjust this, and we'll be able to see what's happening with this user. So let's go ahead and log into Magentrix again with my administrative credentials, and then we will see this new user account for our partner. Okay, let's check to see if it's here. Let's make sure we had Andy Smith. All right, my apologies. The drawback of a live demo is that there is a synchronization process that goes between Magentrix and Salesforce. This usually runs every few minutes. I'm just waiting for the process to be completed on the Magentrix side. All right. So let's have a look to see if this has now been completed through here. What I'll do is I'll actually give myself the email address, so I'll be able to receive the credentials and we'll be able to see it. At magentrix.com, and go ahead and hit save. Perfect. Just have to refresh the screen on my side to make sure that this account has been created. So we'll go ahead and be able to see this inside of the portal. All right, perfect. So, all right, we already have the user. I should be getting my email credentials any second now. Hold on one second. All right. So once I get my email credentials, now I'm going to receive this notification that I can log into the portal and set my password, maybe accept the cookies and privacy policy. And then as I go through this onboarding process, I can automate this for the user. So the first thing I can do is, let's say, sign a contract and have this integrate with Adobe Sign. So this will generate the agreement. It'll all automatically be sent to the user. And then when they receive this, they'll be able to digitally assign the agreement, and then we'll be able to see this happening inside of Magentrix. So what we're going to do is we're just going to execute this. This is coming to my email, so we'll be able to see this inside of the portal. Bear with me for 1 second. So once this agreement is now signed by the user, I can now click that this has now been signed, and we can start going through the process for the user to be able to go through the onboarding and complete the training. My apologies. Just having a little technical issue on my side. I apologize for this. My mouse has decided to stop working in the middle of a live demo. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. Okay, there we go. So essentially, they will go through this onboarding process to go ahead and complete some training and then finally update their profile. So then once they are able to log into the portal, I'm just going to update this user's profile automatically so we can see this in the portal. Now, once the user is able to log in, they're going to see the portal experience that you've defined for them. And there's a lot of capabilities of Magentrix within a PRM. Everything from doing deal registration and lead assignment to managing a pipeline, even a full learning management system that allows them to get trained and certified. But if we look at the process of somebody now going through and registering a new opportunity, as I fill out and present this form to the user, these are the actual fields that are coming from Salesforce. So if I put in, let's say, a test deal registration for, let's say, Michael Brown, and I will give that user an email address at test.com, this will now go and automatically create a new record that will be a lead record inside of Salesforce. If they are required fields in Salesforce, they're automatically going to be required in Magentrix. But you can also force fields to be required in your portal, even though they wouldn't be required to create a record inside of Salesforce. So what this has done, now that I've filled out this form, now this has automatically created a new lead in my Salesforce environment. And I can go through the process of being able to now convert this to create the account, contact, and opportunity, or however else you sell through your partner network. So the second point of what we were looking at was looking at dynamic content for the user. So I'm going to use an existing user account so we can see this, only because I have more data associated with this user. And in this case, they'll have deals that are going through their various stages. However, as I mentioned before, a lot of resellers will represent multiple different vendors. So making them find things in your portal can be quite difficult. So Magentrix affords you the opportunity to be able to bring them information when they need it the most. So I have all of this documentation that's being queued based on the stage of the sale. And as this changes, whether it's changing inside of Salesforce or it's changing in Magentrix, you'll notice I can now start bringing new material to the user at a time when they're going to need it the most. This is a way to make your partner's life a lot easier. And we also have the ability to, take all of the related products from a price book, for example, allow it to be overlaid on a proposal. So you can almost create an easy button for your partners to take any information about this opportunity, merge it onto a record so they can use this within their sales process. And all of this now being seamlessly integrated within your Salesforce environment. So this, again, is a great way to be able to enable your partners in order to be successful with promoting your brand. Even the ability to attach a purchase order, and this would then either show up as a Salesforce file or a Salesforce attachment. But then a lot of partner programs really need to focus on being able to train partners and allow for a certification. So Magentrix has a full learning management system that's built right in, allows you to create courses and share these courses with your partner network, and also allow them to receive a certificate for the successful completion of a course. But the last thing that I mentioned was rewards. We're really trying to drive desired behaviors for partners so they can do the things we want them to do in order to make our channel program successful. And Magentrix, with this full reward and gamification platform that's built in, allows you to create rewards that can either be automatically assigned to the user or anything that you can come up with where people can have a claim form in order to receive the reward. So in this case, this claim form here for posting our latest news on LinkedIn, I can see some news that's available to me in the portal. Maybe I want to read all about this information, and then I can share it on my social media network, whether it's in LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook. And then when I've completed that, I can come back and submit a claim, say that, hey, I posted my news on my LinkedIn feed, and then add the information for the partner so somebody can go and verify this accordingly. But just having the reward program and being able to surface a leaderboard to show where this user sits versus the rest of the channel, we also want to give them the ability to redeem something. So Magentrix has a seamless integration with a platform called Tango Card that allows you to publish different gift cards for different countries around the world. And then if they want to say, hey, I'm going to go and treat myself to a Starbucks gift card, you can set the min-max value of what people can redeem. And then when they go ahead and submit the they'll receive this gift card so they can go and get their latte at Starbucks. So in a very quick kind of overview again of Magentrix, full seamless bidirectional integration with Salesforce, the ability to create partner portals and customer portals, but then we can enhance Salesforce data with dynamic content for the user. So we can show them information when they're going to need it the most. Make this dead easy for them to represent your brand. Allow for training and certification, but most importantly, enable them with incentives and rewards for Magentrix so that they can drive those desired behaviors that you're looking for. So that's a quick recap. I encourage you, if you'd like to know more about Magentrix, it's an extremely powerful platform, again, that integrates with any standard object, custom object, or managed package. So feel free to have a look at our listing on the App Exchange, or alternatively, you can access us directly from our website. And as we always say at Magentrix, none of this is magic, but it is Magentrix. So thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity for being able to share